What's up, everybody? Chad at Indy Fitness with All Roads Lead to the Gym. Got my homeboy Otto.
What up?
And today our special guest is Liz Holland. She is an Indy Fitness member.
A gym rat.
Gym rat. Has really become a gym rat. She's been coming here as long as we've been open. She was one of our first members. Recently in her life, you can see that she's made a lot of changes. We're going to talk about that.
And her story.
Yeah, her story. And she's really nervous to be here, so give her a break. What brought me to, when you were telling me yesterday through text message that you were really nervous, I thought about this. It was a poem written by Marianne Williamson. It's called Our Deepest Fear.
I love Mary. I'm just kidding.
It's all one word, Marianne.
Oh, okay.
I love Marianne. Yeah. And so I have a daughter who really fit this category, and I think Liz does too. And so when Emily turned, I think 12, 13, something like that, I had this put on really nice paper and framed it and put it, and it's hung in our living room until just recently. I think when we got our living room painted last year, but it's hung there for several years, made it from one house to another, and I think the message is great. I just want to read it real quick, and I want to see if this makes sense to both y'all, actually. Mm-hmm. It's called Our Deepest Fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightening about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are meant to shine as children do. We are born to make manifest the glory of God within us. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. As we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. I think, like, you have a story to tell, and you, like myself, are not a spring chicken. And so, one of the main reasons I wanted you to be here is because your light is shining in this gym.
Oh, thank you.
You started from an unhealthy place. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about your health issues and things like that. And you have taken it upon yourself to address the issues that you had, the medical issues that you had. And You've also talked about how you felt about coming to the gym and how, sometimes you feel inadequate.
Mm-hmm. Very.
You're not. You're everyone has the right to be in the gym or wherever they want to be, right? I kind of told you this. I said to this.
Seat at any table.
Yeah. You deserve your seat at the table.
Thank you.
And so I'm going Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday to give the commencement speech at the college for graduation. Mm-hmm. And I went through this whole process myself of why me? Is this some kind of a joke? Are there hidden cameras? Are people wanting to make fun of me? But now I realize, after giving it a lot of thought, I have worked really hard in my life, and I do deserve my seat at the table, just like you do, and just like you do. And so I hopefully those words make you understand, like, you're an important person in this gym. I don't mean to start off like on a very sentimental note, but like it's been bothering me. It bothers me. Not when you say it, but when anyone says it, that they don't feel like they belong in the gym or they need to get in shape before they come in and get a membership. Like, that's not the process.
Yeah, it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's a long
Yeah, I mean, if your goal is to be a bikini model, then you might want to get in shape before you make your application, right? Right, but because if you show up to that that talent search and they're like, "All right, let's see your bikini," and they're like not in shape, then you're not ready. But how do you get ready?
I would have a lot of hair to shave.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Definitely.
I cut my finger off with a chainsaw when I was like 21 years old, and I remember the doctor telling me I'd never be a hand model.
Yeah.
He's like, "Your career in hand modeling's over," and I looked at him like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
Now I have foot surgery, so that my foot model thing's over too. So not to be selling foot pictures online or anything.
Okay. Okay.
Nobody wants to see your long hairy feet either. Skinny hairy feet. All right. So anyway, enough about that. I just want you to know that I wouldn't ask you here if I didn't think that you had a story to tell and that you were deserving and deserved it. So
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep. I'm gonna pull this a little bit closer to you,
Okay.
or you can scoot up a little
All
bit.
right.
There
And
you
now
go.
we get to hear all about you.
All right. So why don't you just tell us about yourself, like where you grew up, kind of some of your struggles as a kid, and what led you here to the gym.
Well, I grew up in Thayer, Kansas. I actually moved there when I was 12 years old. My parents moved around a lot. They were gypsies, what my mom says.
Cool.
Yeah, I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers, and we were really poor, extremely poor. And,
Same.
I don't know, graduated in 1993. I'm 50, just recently turned 50. I have 2 kids. Bailey's my oldest, she's 28, and Trevor's my youngest, who's 22.
And a grandkid now.
And a 2-year-old grandbaby, yeah. I don't know.
So I used to see you back in 2016 when I started hitting the, when I had my wake up call that I needed to lose a whole bunch of pounds. I started walking the one way down at the park all the time.
Yeah, recently was divorced and living here in Independence. And actually, I'd worked at Amazon for 6 years till they closed, and I was a picker. And believe it or not, I loved it. It relaxed me. I worked, 4 10s,
So
50,
basically,
60 hours a week, and I walked a lot.
A picker gets an order and they go get all the stuff off the shelf.
Yeah, we pick it, put it in a tote, put it on, it's on our cart, and we take it to a conveyor and send it on its way.
And they take something this small and put it in a box this big and send it to your house.
Right? I walked a lot. I walked averaged anywhere from 10 to 20 miles a day.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And after they closed, I was lost. I didn't know I had all this energy.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do with it.
The picker energy.
Yeah, no, really. And we used to say we got paid to exercise.
Yeah.
And it's true.
I know all about it.
Yeah. And so when I got divorced and moved to Independence and had a new job, I was starting all over, and I needed to get rid of all that energy.
Mm-hmm.
And because I no longer walked 20 miles a day. So I started walking the one way.
Yeah.
And it was 1.5 miles, I think, is what it ended up being. 1 point, I
Yeah.
don't know, something, not quite 2. But I did that for a long time, many years.
Yeah, I would see her out there. I didn't know Liz at all. We would just say hi, and as we passed on the one way.
Yeah, he went the opposite direction as me. I like to walk up the big hill out there, and he would be coming down as I was going up it.
So he takes the easy way.
Actually, I did down and back, down and back. Well, anyway.
But that's where I'd meet. Either way, I just would go around once and then head home. And I did that for 5 or 6 years, but I started having a lot of sciatic problems. And the chiropractor, Dr. Kelly, shout out to him, I love him. He said, "Hey, the asphalt is causing you to have hip problems."
I think I have, the sciatic is at the right
It could be right or left.
Right
yeah,
or
either
left?
one.
Yeah, and it's like right here or something like that.
It goes down your leg and up your back.
Yeah.
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 Because I feel like mine's a little off.
I had weak piriformis muscle as well in both my hips. So that's kind of what led me to the gym.
Yeah.
He told me I had to get off the asphalt, get on a treadmill, stair climber, cross trainer, something. So I started researching what I would like to do that would help me
Yeah.
strengthen those muscles.
Yeah.
Cross trainer was my goal. So it took me about 6 months to get the courage.
To come in?
Yeah.
No, so this was it, so it was what, 2017-ish?
I've been coming here exactly 3 years now. I just had my 3-year anniversary on my birthday. That was my
okay.
birthday present to myself.
Gym membership.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and so 3 years, was it Indie Fitness then?
Yes.
Okay, like you said, it was
Because we've
one
been
of
here
first.
4 now, a little before.
Yeah.
I felt like you were here sooner than that. Maybe
I came, no, I was here when the previous owners,
Okay.
years ago. But yeah, 3 years.
Yeah. Wow.
so. You're. I don't see you on the treadmill a lot, right? You do a lot of other things.
I
now.
like the cross trainer. I get real bored on the
I was going to say there was
walking.
something important that you said there was, you said when I started researching what I would like to do, I know myself and I hate the treadmill with a passion. Somebody's at the door. Doorbell's ringing. I hate the treadmill, and I'll walk outside for hours.
Yeah, for the scenery.
I get on the treadmill, and it's not even the scenery. I don't know. It's just something about the treadmill where I just feel like I'm walking in place, and there's no thoughts in my mind. It's just the only thought I have is to keep looking at that clock and that mileage.
and which is going
Just
10
see-
times slower than if you were walking somewhere else.
For me, 5 minutes on a treadmill literally feels like 15. I'm like, I try to tell myself, I'm not going to look, I'm not going to look, I'm not going to look.
Yeah.
And then I look down and I'm like, it's only been 5 minutes.
Get me out of here.
So it was important that you say something that I thought I would like, because if you come in here and you hate what you're doing,
You won't want to keep doing it.
yeah, who's going to do something they hate doing every
right.
day?
You get bored real quick.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I know I would. I do.
Yeah.
And there are plenty of people who love the treadmill.
Yeah. Which, I mean, that's their prerogative.
We call TJ the treadmill king or whatever, because he just gets on the treadmill and just can walk for an hour. He researches, listens to podcasts. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I'm on that treadmill, I'm miserable.
Yeah.
I'm miserable.
Me
So,
too.
So what do you do now?
The cross trainer.
Like the elliptical.
I did the elliptical for a while, probably 2 years, and then you got the new stair climber.
Oh, yeah.
And I tried it for a month, and it's the same mental process as
Yeah.
the treadmill.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I would literally go to sleep. I'm like, this is so boring. It wasn't that I couldn't do it or didn't want to do it. It's just my brain. I don't know, ADHD maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. So then you got that new cross trainer elliptical on here on the end. I
Yeah, yeah.
love it.
The arc
It-
trainer. Yep.
Yeah, it's
Cybex arc trainer. Yeah.
it's. I do 5 minutes real hard on it and get my pump up and get warmed up and get some sweat going, and
But then you go to the other, I've
yep,
seen you,
I alternate.
I call it I don't know what you call it. I call it the bullpen. Like when new members come, I'm like, that's the bullpen. That's where like the heavy activity is at.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I've seen you in there.
Yeah. I alternate days. I'll do a leg day, arm day, leg day, back and forth. I usually alternate muscles as well on my leg days and my arm days. I've did a lot of research. Years of reading.
Yeah.
It's intimidating out here. Just say at first it was
Yeah.
for me because all these machines, I didn't know how to use any of them.
Yeah.
So I had to watch TikToks. TikTok is amazing. I hope it never goes anywhere. I love it. A lot of reading, a lot of influencers, good information, bad information.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know,
Yep.
I watched a lot of people.
Yeah.
The gym rats out here.
Yeah.
I watched a lot. Just to say, they probably caught me staring at them many times, but that's how I did it.
Yeah, well, I do it too.
I was too scared to go up and ask them how to do it, so
Yeah.
I just watched and went back and watched a video on TikTok or Instagram or, and then read up on it and trial and error.
Yeah.
Hey, this is probably a good time to talk about this. We got this seminar coming up on the 14th of December. One of the things that we're doing is Otto, myself, personal trainer Devin Packett, my wife Julie, Angel did a couple or one or two. I feel like there's some others that did some videos.
What are you talking about? Instructional?
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to get to the
Nolan.
Nolan. So what we're doing is we filmed a lot of videos on how to use a specific piece of equipment. It could translate to another piece of equipment, for those who don't go to this gym, but these videos are specific to our equipment, like where the levers are and how to use them, and we are attaching a QR code to those videos, and we're going to put them on the machines. So if you come up to a machine and you don't know how to use it,
You're going to get a video of us.
Yeah, you just get your phone out, open up the camera, put it on the QR code, click the link, and you'll be able to watch a video on. Just to be clear, we're not experts.
No, you're lucky that you weren't in here while we were making the videos because you would have been on a QR code for sure.
Yeah, we'll be getting one of you soon.
Yeah, we were just we filmed a couple and then we just started sniping people that were just in the middle of their workout. We're like, hey, we're gonna film you do that, and we're gonna explain on how to do it.
Yeah.
They're like, what? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we get a lot of comments about people not knowing how to use the machines and how we should be out there teaching them. Well, that just does not factor into the price.
What you chose to do though
Smart.
is something that is a huge roadblock for a big percentage of the people that either have just started coming in here or trickle in 1 or 2 days a week. Bless you. Or you know what I mean, or haven't came in here yet, or the parking lot warriors that come in and they're like, or they go into the parking lot and they're like, I'm gonna go in, and then they just kind of get overwhelmed or whatever. You came in and you did your research, and then you paid attention to what other people are doing, and you didn't let it stop you from coming in, and so that's pretty huge. And
Yeah, I took PE class. We had to in high school, and I think my freshman year, we did weights first semester. I learned a little bit. It was there, Kansas. We didn't have that big of a gym, so
huge city.
They do have 2 great steakhouses.
They do.
A town of how many people?
I think
95.
probably maybe 500
Maybe,
with
yeah.
everybody within the address range,
Yeah.
zip code.
But they have 2 steakhouses that are packed every Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah, all my nieces and nephews previously work at Big Ed's. Shout out to the kids.
I'm a Fireside guy or a Poor Boy.
Poor boys.
Is that out there too? Is that the other one?
Used to be Fireside Inn.
Yeah,
Yeah. I've never ate at either of them. I'm gonna have to check.
pretty
them out.
good stuff. Yeah.
The gym is intimidating, but you have to not overthink it.
Yeah.
I think that's
What
what
do
a
you
lot
think's
of people's
intimidating about it?
seeing the fit people come in here and seeing the gym rats.
Yeah.
The bros that have the big muscles.
The bros.
They look great. They do a good job. They're experts.
Yeah.
They don't want to be bothered. You don't want to bother anybody.
What's funny is they do want to be bothered.
Do want to be bothered. Yeah, they do.
But yeah, just not looking like a model when you walk into the gym. That's the stereotype.
Yeah.
It is. Women especially are supposed to look a certain way, at least that's how I have always thought, but I was really extremely overweight and I didn't realize it. 2020, COVID hit
Yeah.
and my daughter was getting married and I had to go try on some dresses and I was just really
feeling it.
Yeah, I was so disappointed. I did not want to get in front of the camera. I did not want people to see me.
And you didn't have a choice.
I didn't have a choice. Yes, it was really, really hard. And That's kind of really where it all started about the gym. And also, I'm a type 1.5 diabetic, and I was taking a lot of insulin,
Yeah.
a lot. And it's a fat hormone. And the more you take, the heavier you will get, and the more fat you will pack on. And I don't know, I'm an emotional eater.
Yeah.
You know, this does not want to stay on my head. Sorry.
You're right.
But yeah, I did some research. I read a lot. Sorry, I'm a nerd. But muscle will help you, fight the urge of anything, like, eat,
Yeah.
stress. I have a stress disorder. I do. I have a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, me too.
But
It can, muscle can increase your insulin sensitivity,
yes,
which
thank you.
shoves the nutrients into your bloodstream. Instead of just keeping it as sugar, it shoves those into the muscles where you need it to build muscle.
Yeah.
And as you get stronger, that's why there's a lot of myself from being diagnosed as diabetic in 2016 and just losing a bunch of weight and hitting the gym completely reversed that cycle. Now with age and poor eating habits, it's creeped its way back into my life, and so we're fighting it again. But you're absolutely right. Muscle will help you with diabetes.
And like I said, 3 years ago, I finally just said, it's all or nothing. I was taking so much insulin, and I had recently started seeing a new doctor, and she's amazing, and here in town, and was really, 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 really encouraging me to lose weight. And I thought, well, I have someone on my side, because most doctors, they don't care,
yeah.
and you have to fight for yourself, and because no one's going to come save you.
Yeah.
And nobody was saving me.
He literally just
Right.
got
No,
a
but yes.
tattoo.
And I finally had to sink that into my head and just stop living in fear and waiting on that person that's never going to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but the fact that insulin is very, very expensive, and luckily where I work at, their insurance is amazing and was paying for the insulin. I was like hardly no out of pocket. And, I'm over here just keep jabbing and just click, 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 turning that dial up. And I was just taking more and more and more. And my eating habits weren't really changing, but I was actually putting on more fat and losing muscle because I was aging. And I was apparently going through perimenopause, which when your estrogen as a woman depletes, you lose muscle even faster, at a faster rate. And me going back and doing a lot of research and listening to my doctor and taking her advice, they almost treat you like a heroin addict when it comes to insulin. They do not want to write a prescription for more. And she's like, I'm not going to give you any more insulin. You're stuck at this. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
You have to get to exercising, Liz. This is the only way out of it.
You got to fight back.
Yes, thank you. And so that's where I finally decided I'm going to come to the gym and take everybody's advice and listen to my chiropractor and just do it. And plus I had Trevor. I wasn't alone, and he was wanting to go to the gym. He has cerebral palsy, and he was getting into where he was getting ready to graduate high school and get into the workforce. And I knew he was going to have to help his body strength get better, because as a person with cerebral palsy, you actually get worse as you age.
So
So
a little
he's
bit
fighting it too.
little bit on Trevor. You talk about self-confidence. That kid has some self-confidence.
Yeah.
When he's in this gym, when he walks in the door, shirt's
Yeah.
off.
He does.
He's getting after it. He works really hard. He's always worked really hard in here. He didn't. I don't know if it's the cerebral palsy, because I don't know much about it. But for whatever reason, he is unaffected by opinions of what anyone thinks or anyone looking at him, or he is unaffected by that.
Yeah, I had to do that. I had to instill that in him, because if you don't, you're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not. He's a man. Do you want a family? Do you want to support your family? Do you want children? That's the things that I had to instill in him. So, being strong, I think, gives you confidence.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be that way, maybe, but it is.
He is not limited by his disability.
Right.
At
Thank
all.
you.
Yeah.
But he's doing good. And I wasn't alone, though. Going back to the gym, I wasn't alone. I was scared to death to come here alone. So I had Trevor.
He was not scared.
And he's not scared. And he helped me out a lot. I'm going to give him a shout out. He's great. And we bickered a lot. We came in here and we argued about things and this and that. Just, you're doing too much weight, Mom, or you're not doing enough weight. And, but other than that, he's great. I owe a lot to him. He's a great workout partner. He really
Yeah.
is. And we were here this morning. We got up extra early.
I was going to say, you guys have how often do you come?
He works nights, and he's been on nights for almost 2 years now. So I'm not sure exactly. I think he comes 3 or 4 days a week in the mornings when he gets
But
off
you?
work. I come 4 days a week now.
Yeah.
I have had this year, 2024, I had a huge setback when it comes to the gym, because my employer, I've worked 60 hours a week on average since
Damn.
probably mid-February, March. And I've worked till 4:30, 5 o'clock every day, going at 6,
Yeah.
up at 4:45 in the morning. And I've been really tired. But
Yeah.
I fought through it. I still came.
I know all about it. That's my.
I've been coming still. I've tried to, instead of doing maybe 4 sets of a workout, I do 3. Because I'm so exhausted. It was so hot because I'm in and out. I work on the floor and in the office and back
So
and forth.
where do you work right now?
I work at MatCor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm in the shipping receiving.
Okay.
I was in purchasing clerk for 8.5 years, and now I'm full-time shipping receiving, and so that put me out on the floor full-time. It's exhausting when it's the heat.
Yeah.
It's really hot. Got really hot soon this year, quick. But so I try to go at least a minimum of 3 days.
Yeah.
So you talked a little bit about the hormones, the perimenopause, and
Yeah.
so we have an event, like I just said a little bit ago, coming up with Brio Med Spa on Friday or Saturday, December 14th, and you are actually a patient.
Yes.
Can you kind of tell us, if you don't mind, you share your level of what you're willing to share, but kind of like what your numbers were, or maybe not the exact number, but low, high, whatever, and where they got you, and how that made you change things for you in the gym?
And only what you feel comfortable talking about. Or,
That I can remember. It's been a while. I've been going 16 months. So I knew that my estrogen was low, and my testosterone was really high, because I was going to my actual
Your
my primary doctor,
yeah.
yes, and she sent me to a gynecologist, and I knew this was going to happen. Did not want to prescribe me any estrogen, estradiol, nothing, and she was afraid about blood clots in your legs, your body, anywhere, just aneurysms in general. And so I was like, well, if you're not going to help me, I'm going to go to, oh Lord, sorry about this, to the med spa. And then Haley opened up here in town at that time, and I thought, I'm going to take a leap, go in there and get tested, and her tests were the same as what the primary test came up with, the labs.
So do you feel like, because you're a reader and you're a researcher, do you feel like the information that your primary care physician had is outdated information about strokes and blood clots and aneurysms and things of that nature? Because I feel like it is. I've done my own research, and I feel like it is.
my doctor is amazing. I love her.
Yeah, but it's not.
And she is all for hormones. She is all for hormone replacement.
She just can't do it.
She just, yes, she's not a professional. She didn't go to school for that.
Yeah.
She doesn't specialize, so she wanted me to go to someone who specializes in it. And OBs are the same way. Gynecologists, they're not really specialized in it either.
Yeah.
And so Haley is. So I wanted to hear what her version, what she thought of me and my hormones, individually, because you can just read up on it all you want, and you get just a big picture of what the hormone replacement will do for you until you go do it.
You get carpet bomb information. You
Yes.
get precision information. So for me, my testosterone doctor, he's a doctor that all he does is hormone replacement. That's all he does in this world. And I've been on 4 or 5 years now. And I told him my concerns that I had read about, heart attack and stroke, and he said, that's outdated information. And he doesn't blame the primary care doctors because, what do they do, right? Mm-hmm. Urinary tract infections, cold, flu, COVID.
Are you healthy or are you not?
Yeah, they deal in everyday illnesses. They don't have... Their specialty is everyday illnesses.
But what you guys are talking about
Right.
is adjusting.
Yeah, but you get a doctor who specializes, or a nurse practitioner like Haley Schulteis, and they understand the hormones. They understand why certain people have, they used to say testosterone caused prostate cancer. Well, now they know that is completely not true.
Yeah.
In fact, it might have an opposite effect. What they found was people who already have prostate cancer, it will make it grow faster,
Yeah.
make the tumor grow faster. If you don't have it, it doesn't cause it. And so it never causes it. It may bring it to light quicker, but it doesn't cause cancer. And if you keep an eye, as you do, right, you go to the doctor, you go to the nurse practitioner, Bria Medspa, she monitors your numbers.
Yep. I went for, it's every 3 months you go in. I think you can go every 4 months if you want to. I choose to go every 3. And after a year, we tested my hormones again. And it's out of pocket. Insurance she doesn't accept anybody's insurance, so it's cash. I guess you can have them tested more often if you want to, but she just recommends once a year. So we went in. I went in August, and we tested them again. And she decided that let's just do no estradiol this time and just do the testosterone. And it was really high for about it was through the summertime, I should say. I'm going to back up a little bit. It was through the summertime that I had just testosterone. Then we went in and checked it again in August. And then we decided to go back to estradiol this time around. I was not really happy on just the testosterone, I would say. I think I did build some muscle, but I didn't lose any fat.
What do you feel? Do you feel like it's a really good decision that you made to see Brio, or do you?
Yeah, I do. I feel a lot better. I sleep a lot better. That was my anxiety's a lot better. That was the biggest thing is the hormone depletion going through menopause causes a lot of anxiety for women, and I was having bad episodes with it. It was uncontrollable, and I did not want to be on medicine because I played with the medicine. And believe it or not, I did that for years too, trying to figure out what was wrong with me. And it was just menopause.
Yeah.
And they don't want to tell you that. They don't really, women are like, you're just left to deal with it. You have to go to a specialist for that too, to find out. And that's why I went to Haley, was to help me with my menopause, help me through it. It's, I don't know, some people are embarrassed to talk about this. I'm not. I mean, I'm an open book. Just ask me.
She reminds me so much of my little sister. I mean, just so much of it.
But, just ask me some questions. I don't know. It's
So men lose testosterone at a rate of 10% a year after the age of 40.
Oh, really?
It's a steady decline, and some are losing it at a faster rate. Some lose it a lot sooner. Some maybe lose it a little later. There's a lot of speculation on why testosterone is low throughout the whole United States compared to what it was 50 years ago. A lot of people point to hormones in the food. A lot of people point to some sort of evolution of we're no longer hunters and gatherers
Yeah, I've heard that.
like we were, in the early 1900s or late 1800s when you had to go out and fight every day to, get your food and didn't know where your next meal was coming from. And now we don't have that problem.
Now we have feelings.
We have a lot
I'm
of
just
food.
kidding.
We have a lot of food and a lot of hormone with a lot of hormones in it that can mess with your hormones and steroids in your food and things of that nature. Some of that might be changing soon with the new administration. They're talking about taking a lot of those hormones out of food. I guess one of the questions I want to know is, because for me, it's the greatest decision I ever made was to get on testosterone. I mean, medically, it is the best decision I have ever made.
What about you?
That's what I want to know.
I feel like, yes, I'm glad I did it. Like I said, I sleep better. My anxiety is I'm back to normal. I have like everyday stress, work stress, things like that. But it's helping me. I have a clearer mind. It's helped me make better decisions in my life. When you don't have anxiety,
Yeah.
you tend to make bad decisions, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm also with being a diabetic, perimenopause, menopause, all the estrogen depletion, that all comes into one big ball, I guess you want to call it that. It affected my fat loss. Mm-hmm. It affected my muscle gain. And that was the biggest reason why. All the answers, all the things that I came back to was your hormones. That they're not correct, if they're not level and normal, even one out of whack, you're wasting your time in the gym. And I didn't want to waste my time. I want to come in here and be efficient and effective, get my hour in and go home. And I want to be strong. And as you get older, you lose muscle, you get weaker. And I am so independent. I don't want anyone to take care of me when I get older. I don't want to end up in a nursing home. That's my biggest fear is being in a nursing home and no one to take care of me. I don't want my kids to have to take care of me. I don't. And that was where I got to thinking. I'm thinking, oh, wow, I'm a diabetic. That takes life off of you.
Yeah.
You lose years being a diabetic because something, eyesight, kidneys, circulation. Something is going to be eventually, how I want to say it, bad for me eventually.
Yeah.
And that's a huge fear. And I don't want my kids to take care of me or have to change their life.
So I know that you don't look the same as you did at your daughter's wedding, right? When you tried on that dress, is there a number? Do you know the number of how many pounds you've lost?
Well, dress size wise, I was in women's sizes. I was almost a size 18, and I couldn't believe it. And then I weighed probably, I think I was like 210 pounds, the heaviest I ever was without being pregnant. And that was a huge reality. Just smacked me right in the face when I'm like, oh, wow, how did I get here? which was the year of COVID.
I felt that because I had that same moment.
That was, and then I had to get in front of the camera, and I was just like, I was so ashamed of myself that I let myself go so bad. You don't realize it, and especially when you're raising kids and you're taking care of your family and you work a lot of hours like I was. And the days just turned into years, real quick, caught up with me.
Yeah.
And I just was like, I'm 47, years old, and life is going by really fast. And I can't wait till tomorrow. I can't wait. Like I said, I can't wait for someone to come save me.
Yeah.
And so signed up for the gym. And right off the bat, 2 months into being here, you guys had that weight loss challenge. And I was doing really good. And then that's when a lot of overtime at work started happening. And I was actually coming here every single day. Mm-hmm. I came here every single day for like a year. Trevor and I did. But the overtime, it just got to where I was too tired, and I finally had to back off a little bit. And then I was coming 5 days a week, and then I was coming 4 days a week. But I was seeing quick, I was in a honeymoon stage, if that's what you want to call it. I lost a lot of inches fast. I did, and that's the first 3 months that I came and was working out. I lost probably 6 inches alone and dropped from the 16, 18 down to a size 12 real fast. And then I was stuck.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize, so I started reading. I couldn't figure out why I was stuck. I'm not eating enough protein. Mm-hmm. Protein is amino acids. You have to have that. And if you don't, you're not going to build muscle. You will slowly. And I wanted to see fast results. Because that's just my personality. The instant gratification, I had to have it. and so started researching food. And, but I'm a diabetic. I shouldn't have been eating carbs, but I was, the bad kind. So I had to change my mindset. I had to think, okay, so if you want to be a bodybuilder, what does a bodybuilder do? So I researched it. They eat a lot of meat.
Yeah.
They eat a lot of fiber.
Yeah.
The good carbs. And
I want to be a bodybuilder.
It's something I have learned. That's what I want in life. I do. I want to look like a bodybuilder.
Me too.
I want that body.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it at first. I wanted to be toned. I wanted to be fit. I wanted to be strong. But as the years went by, so 2 years into the gym, I made up my mind. I would love to, like, maybe one of these days, I don't know, be a physical trainer. I don't know, go back to school and do that because I like it that much. Yeah, I do.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And, there's a need for personal trainers like yourself.
Yeah.
Because, we have a few. I think Gary decided recently that he just doesn't have the time anymore. Rakina takes very few clients because she has, 2 teenage kids. I say teenage, 2 younger kids around the teenage area. And you have Tammy who, does some personal training, not a lot. And Devin who is the most dedicated to, he has, he's probably close to full. But there is a need for, because you talk about being intimidated when you come in here, right? A 50-year-old female personal trainer versus a 35-year-old with a six-pack male, some may feel a lot more comfortable with you. Someone in their, especially the older group. We have a lot of people who ask about personal trainers that are in their 60s and 70s. They don't want to work with a child. They just don't want to. And I, don't misunderstand me. Devin's great, and Devin knows his stuff. And Devin will help anyone. But sometimes people don't want Devin to help them because of the stigma with his, first off, the gender difference. and then the age gap, and you talked about the guys with the big muscles. They don't want to be working out with someone that intimidates them. They would like to work out with someone that they can look at and say, this person has helped themselves and now they can help me, and we're kind of in the same boat.
Right.
So there's a need for personal trainers just like yourself.
Yeah, I totally understand where they're coming from. The intimidation, wisdom. They want wisdom, I would say, maybe from coming from an older person. I don't know. It's a goal. They asked you what you want to be when you grow up. I never in a million years would have thought that.
Yeah.
I'd want to be a PT, but here lately, it's just I love being in the gym.
Me too.
I have to be here. It is, to be honest, I have just been so upset and sad this past year because I can't come to the gym.
Yeah.
I have to redo my whole schedule. When I have to work over at work, which I have to have a job, I have to work. It's
guess.
part of it.
Unfortunately,
And,
we
you know,
have to do that. Yes, unfortunately.
But I wish the gym could come first. I'm not necessarily a morning person. I've thought about it. I thought, oh no, there's no way I can come in here at 3:00 in the morning.
I've been.
I just
I
can't do
work.
it.
I work around the same amount of hours that you were talking about between both jobs, and there's days that I'll like look at the week and I'm like, all right, so I maybe can get it. Like I'll have to take 2 days off and sometimes 3, and then I'm like, man, I just want to get up at like 3 a.m. and go. But I know that halfway through my 13-hour day, the next day I'm gonna be trashed.
Yeah. And
Only in the beginning. Because I'm not a. People say, "Oh, you're such a morning person." I wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, I work out in the morning out of necessity, not because I wanted to. Now I want to. And if I don't work out, that's when I can't hardly make it through my long day.
Yeah.
When
get
I
real
do work
edgy.
out, man, absolutely, I'm ready to rock. People often ask me how I work so many hours and still find time to work out, and it goes back to that Jocko. It's just what we do now.
Yeah.
And
I didn't mean to interrupt you. But
no, you're fine. No, I just love. It's part of me now, and I think that's the mindset that you have to have to stick with it.
it's just what we do.
It's my personality now.
Yeah.
And actually, I think it's always been there, and I just didn't know it. Because I always like to walk. I like to be physically active. Growing up as a child, I had parents that, you go outside, play, don't come back. You need a drink. You need to get a drink out of the hose.
Yeah.
And then as you grow up, you get busy with life and raising kids, and you kind of lose that a little bit. And I had to find it again.
Yeah.
But like I said, when I worked at Amazon, I walked all those miles, and when it stopped, I was lost. I didn't know what was wrong with me.
Yeah.
And for a year, I did it for 7 years. I didn't realize that working that hard was actually helping my mental health.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it till I started doing it again. And the dopamine drop helps with any anxiety that I have, anything in my day, any problems, stress from work, personal stress, anything in my life that has been affecting me that day. I come into the gym and I start working out, it's gone. I don't
Yeah.
even remember really. It's in the back of my head now. It's forgotten about. And go home and all is well.
Yeah. I love that.
for sure.
So overall, the Brio experience has been.
Yeah, the hormones replacement is great. Like I said, it helps me with my anxiety. It helps me sleep. And sleep's been deprivation. I have found out that I have to have good sleep, good 6
Yeah.
hours, solid sleep. No, nothing to wake me up, interrupt it.
That's why I don't go in the morning. Is because I think I wouldn't get like a full 6 hours.
Yeah, I didn't realize as you get older, the more sleep you need. And I've always been that person. I can live on 4 or 5 hours of sleep and walk 20 miles or whatever that I'm doing. But as I've gotten older,
Yeah.
not so much anymore. I have to have good sleep, and the hormones definitely helped with that.
So
And
a totality of a place that you came from when you were overweight and you were tired and you had anxiety and your muscle mass was going away, you were on the highest limit of the insulin that they would give you.
oh yeah, yeah.
So now you exercise 3 or 4 times a week. You sleep better. Your anxiety is better.
a lot. Yeah.
You have increased your muscle mass, and you have really lessened your body fat from where it was. So you have made it, and you eat a lot more protein.
Yes.
Are you still on a lot of insulin?
No, actually, that immediately changed. It was not a month into coming to the gym that I seen a huge difference in how much I had to take. I was actually taking, because a diabetic that takes insulin, you take a nighttime and a daytime.
Mm-hmm.
And my nighttime insulin, I was taking 60 units a night, which is a lot. And my daytime usage was up to 100 units a day. And I'm almost ashamed to say it. A month into it, I cut both of them in half. I couldn't believe, and that's another side of me that I had to do a lot of research in, because you can't just come into the gym when you're a diabetic and just jump on the treadmill because you bottom out real fast. You'll go low and you don't even realize it.
It's dangerous.
It is very dangerous. Yeah. And so I have to kind of prep a little bit before I come in every day. I tend to let my blood sugars be a little bit higher. Shouldn't, but I do, because I want to come in here and I want to get it over with. I want to work out and go home and then finish my evening. So I do a little bit of tablets. I eat a little snack, my glucose tablets, and come in here. And I was falling out, as I guess the words I want to use. I have literally walked out the door and don't know how I got home. Sometimes my blood sugars have been so low.
Talking about walked out the door from here?
Yeah. Yeah.
We always keep snacks in the office.
Yeah.
We really do. There's in the
so
office.
I started keeping them in my car now. So I have a bottle. I have a bottle now with me in my purse.
Yeah.
I take them with me everywhere I go, because you have to play with your insulin. You have to adjust.
Yeah.
And it was a huge adjustment for me. I was taking way too much still, and I didn't realize it. Because it was all new to me, this muscle building thing and the cardio, and it's hard. Believe it or not, being a diabetic is very, very hard.
You got to pay attention to,
It's a lot of
details,
work.
it seems like.
Yeah, you think about it the first thing you get up in the morning, and it's the last thing you think of before you go to bed every night.
Yeah.
That is a diabetic life. I test myself all the time. A lot of people have the meters on their arms now. The CGMs.
Mm-hmm.
I like them, but I don't know.
Annoying.
It is to me. So I just, prick my finger, and 6-7 times a day. It's more than you probably should, but I just do. It's the habit.
Keep good.
You just
keep
wanna
good
know.
track.
I do.
Yeah.
I keep good track of it. But I cut my insulin in half the first month going, and then, but I'm kind of stuck at a number right now on everything.
As soon as you get past all this overtime and you get back to 4 or 5 days a week and 4 sets instead of 3, you will see changes. You got to shock the system every once in a while. We get to a point where we plateau because we are not challenging ourselves as hard as we probably should. And what may have been a challenge a year ago, and you're still doing the same thing now, is no longer a challenge.
Yeah, I don't want to hurt hurt myself, tear any muscles because I'm older, and when you're young, you don't realize.
You got all that hormones coursing through your blood now. Let's get after it. You got it.
Yeah. I've pulled a few muscles. I've had to, stop doing certain things for a while, a couple months to, let those muscles heal. But I'm pretty physically fit right now, I think. Everything's okay now. I overdo it sometimes. When I'm really, really stressed out, I'll come in here and I will just put the heavy weights on and just start pumping, and I don't even realize it till 2-3 days later. I'm like, oh, I
know all about
overdid
that.
it.
Yeah. I did that
sorry.
Friday. My legs are so sore. Just tried a new squat variation.
Yeah.
When I drop something on the floor, it's immediately, I've got to reach down and grab that now.
Yeah.
My legs are so sore. So I get it. But, what I was saying is you have made all these changes, whether it be, the hormones, the insulin dropping, spending more time at the gym. You have, and I love that you said no one is coming to save you. I recently got a tattoo that says no one is coming to save you.
Right.
And so many people on the internet said, and I know, when you put something on the internet, when you put something on Facebook, you've opened yourself up for a plethora of ignorant comments. And
Some people commented on that?
often, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not a religious tattoo.
Right. No, it's not.
And so many people are taking it as,
Oh, they're talking about the Jesus thing.
yeah, that Jesus is coming to save you, or he came and saved you. This is not about religion. This is about exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Is if you're waiting around for someone to help you get a job or get you to the gym or pay your rent, or
Feed you.
teach you a new skill or read a book to you, you're going to be waiting around a long time. The point is, if you want something, you go get it.
Yeah.
No one's going to get it and then hand it to you. We often talk about Otto's story and Otto, getting out of prison a few years back and starting from scratch. And he often gives me credit where I don't deserve it. He has earned everything that he has gotten. And he did it. I did nothing except be a friend to you.
Yeah. And a job.
And but I wouldn't have given you a job. I wouldn't have,
Yeah.
I didn't give you a job. You earned the opportunity to have the job.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just give a job to anyone. You think there ain't a lot of dudes getting out of that jail right now that wouldn't like to come out here and just me hand them a job?
Yeah.
I didn't hand you shit.
Yeah.
You
appreciate that.
you earned every bit of it. You took responsibility for yourself. You took responsibility for your health,
Right.
and you changed your life in a few short months.
Believe it or not, it was quick. I couldn't believe it. I wish it was, the physical part of it, I wish I could see better quicker. But it's a lifestyle change that I want to last. A quick fix is not going to last. And that's why I guess people, Weight Watchers, or any kind of trendy diet plan, it only works for so long.
Yeah.
Building muscle is the bigger, and I have found out, is the bigger key to your future success.
Yeah.
It is a huge lifestyle change. It is work. It's dedication. It is blood, sweat, and tears. And you do have to sacrifice some things in your life to come to the gym. Yeah. But I have found I like it.
Yeah,
I
I
actually love it. And call me, are we a group of people? Are we weird? I don't know.
We're a cult.
Yes,
People
I tell
think that
people.
for sure.
I tell people, I gotta go. I have to hurry up so I can go to the gym. The gym, the gym. It's part of my life. It's in my day now, and I have a schedule.
And it's a crucial part of your day.
Crucial.
Yeah.
if there's people out there, I know they are because I was one of them, to where I wanted to go to the gym. I wanted to lift weights. I wanted to get in shape. I wanted to be strong. That's always been my goal. I wanted to be strong. But I didn't know where to start.
Yeah.
And that went on for literal years of thinking that eventually I would get there. It took a huge wake-up call medically for me to get my mind right. Listen, I'm sitting here today telling you, if you're looking at me and you say, well, you're not fit, bitch, I know. I know that I don't look like someone on the cover of a magazine. I know that. That's not the point, nor is that the goal.
Yeah.
The point is, I am stronger, I am faster, I am lighter, I am happier, I have more energy at 50 than I did at 40.
Yeah.
And that's a reality. Like 10-year difference, and I think that I have probably taken 10 years reverse. I'm probably where I should have been when I was 40.
Yeah, which I'm sure you're right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It builds self-confidence. I didn't realize, like promotion at work. I would tell myself, oh, I'm not good enough for that.
You start carrying yourself
Yeah,
different, and people see it.
I have really thought in the past, well, I'm just too fat and old for that promotion at work, or for that job, or to do that, or
Yeah, but you're not.
to go to this certain event, or and I know that it's true, but
You can't help
something was telling me this, and I don't know why, but now that I've been going to the gym, it's not there anymore.
Yeah, you're like, I'm ready for whatever.
It's gone.
Yeah.
I have made it through 3 years of coming to the gym, and I can't believe how much my mental health has changed. I am not who I was 3 years ago.
I love that.
I would never say it. Now I'm just like, you know what?
Hallelujah.
I didn't want that promotion anyways. I'm too good for it now. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it. Just losing a little bit of weight. And to be honest, I feel like go back to that, how much have I changed? To be honest, I don't really know because I haven't really measured myself. I just put my clothes on.
Yeah.
That's how I've been doing it. And the scale defeats me. I don't like to get on the scale. I hate seeing the numbers on the scale. It really depresses me. So I just go put on, I've saved some clothes from 12 years ago, and I just go put those shorts on, or those jeans, or that shirt.
Like a checkpoint.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and guess what? I am smaller now than I was 12 years ago, and I weigh more
Yeah.
by 20 pounds.
Because you're fit.
Yes. So I feel like I've put on 30 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, you're tightening up and
Yeah.
hardening up.
And I never thought in a million years that would ever happen to me, or I could do that. And it's really making me happy. It's a goal that I've achieved, goals to achieve.
Yeah.
But any advice that I have for anybody is don't be intimidated. Just consistency is the key. And you can't expect anything quick. I mean, I don't know how to put this, but
Anything worth doing is going to take time. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
yes. And like I said, I've seen a huge difference just in a month's time with my diabetes.
Yeah.
So anybody, if you're not non-diabetics, you're going to see a difference.
Yeah.
You just have to be consistent. You just have to keep doing it. Don't give up. Keep trying.
So I observe things around the gym, and I was guilty of this myself. Otto called me out on it. I see this at the gym,
The scrolling, yeah.
sitting on the machine, just going like this.
Yeah.
So now what I do,
He's got 2 phones too, so it's double
And-
trouble.
yeah, and I have to have both of them. What I do now works for me.
Yeah.
I cannot see, I cannot read my phone without my glasses. So when I start working out, I set them down. So if you think I'm staring at you, if I don't
see
have
you
my
at all.
glasses on, I promise you, if I'm looking at you at all, I'm trying to figure out who it is. Do I know that person? You know, you got to find ways to, you know, Otto called me out on it. Get off your phone. I don't want to work out. You're on your phone. You're on your phone. So
It's
I
true.
put it away. I
Yeah.
take my glasses off and I can't look at it.
It's hard enough being a part of this crew, you know, the employee owner crew, because we're always, the second we walk in the door, we're on the clock. You know what I mean? Because we're, you know, if someone needs to renew their membership, regardless of the hours of the day that we're here, like the office hours. So then, like, you know, I've even came outside of office hours, but it's part of the job. You know, someone rings the doorbell, we're there. So like, if we get a window to work out and we can just be left alone, like, we don't want to be left alone, but if we do get our window to work out, like, I'm like, let's seize the moment. Chad will be over here. You know what I mean? It started to, when I first started coming, he wasn't even really messing with it at all. And then it kind of gradually started creeping up. I mean, a lot of stuff happens. You're always on call at your other job as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
And hey, we can say whatever the fuck it want. It's TikTok, it's Instagram, it's real.
well, I wasn't going to say that.
Hey,
but-
hey, we're gonna be honest. Let's be honest. you know?
Transparency,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it is.
But now you're getting better. Now you're
It is addicting. Scrolling is addicting, and I think it has its place. I've learned a lot, but in reality, I was jacking around, not even realizing how long
Yeah.
that I was spending looking at it until I put it down. And now a 2-hour workout only takes about an hour and 20 minutes or an hour and 15 minutes.
You're like, shit, I'm done already.
Get a better pump, get a better, better
Yeah.
results. I feel better. My mind's,
Straight to the dough.
yeah.
Well, what do we do?
Hey, I did, I think Liz is a testament
For sure.
to what you can do if you set your mind to it. If you decide today's the day I want to make a change, and you pull up in the parking lot, you don't sit there and think about it. You get out the damn car, close the door, come up, ring the doorbell, get a membership, put your headphones on. If you need to, throw that hood up. A lot of people think they're hiding when they do that. If that's what you feel like you need to do, put that hood up, put them headphones on, and just start walking. Lift a few weights. Watch some YouTube videos. Here in a few weeks, you can click on the QR codes. Yeah. You can do it. You can start at any level, and you can do it. It doesn't matter if you are, I love that you brought up gaining weight and feeling better. I see, especially for women, there is a stupid-ass stigma that you got to be skinny. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of Instagram posts, TikToks, where a female will have been in a bad place, or what I consider a bad place. They have a bikini picture when they weigh like 110 pounds. Then they have a picture of them weighing 140, 150 pounds next to that with muscle.
Jacked.
Way better.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they feel better, they look better, they're stronger, they're happier. It's more aesthetically pleasing, at least to me. But it's a different way of thinking. Strong is the new skinny. And so,
Yeah, and genetics play a lot of part.
absolutely.
And I think and the way you gain muscle too, where you put it, just like fat distribution, you know. I feel like I'm a thick girl. I always have been, but I've always thought I should look like the tall, skinny girls. And if you don't look like the tall, skinny girls, then nobody likes you, or you're ugly, or or you don't fit in, and so that's where a lot of my self-confidence falls into. But I finally had to, accept myself for who I am and the way I'm built, and J Lo, Jennifer Lopez came into the picture, 20 years ago, and I'm built a lot like her, and that's a confidence booster,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I grew up being ashamed of my body. I really was, and and they didn't make clothes that fit me the way
Yeah.
I wanted them to fit, or I didn't. And then I get in them and I look at the dysmorphia that I have about myself, and it's changed. Even at 50 years old, you think that I would be used to it by now, and I wasn't.
I have it too. I'm sure. I know he does.
That's,
Yeah.
the crazy one is you. Like, to me, that's.
So
And I'm
I-
not discounting it.
I have like days, like it'll go through like seasons of like weeks by week periods. 1 week I'm like, I look in the mirror, I'm like, fuck yeah, baby. And then the next week I'm like, I don't even want to go to the gym anymore. Like, I'm done. This is not working. You know what I mean? Like, it just, I'm serious. And like, sometimes I'll just be like, I'm tiny. Sometimes someone will give me a compliment and they're like, dude, you're jacked. And I'm like, I'm fucking jacked, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. So just
As his friend, I
everybody-
would try to bring him back down to earth.
Yeah,
Hey, you losing weight or what?
and I think that goes back to self-confidence, not waiting for someone to tell you how good you look.
Yeah.
You got to think about it. You have to know that you are.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at now. I know how strong I am. Leg press. That's I love that's my go-to.
Yeah.
I love the leg press, and the new one that you bought. I'm a little too short for it, but I still like it because part of my problem is my legs. I hate my legs. I'm short, but I hate my legs, and I want my legs to be jacked. I think most women do, or their butt, but my legs. That's what I've been working on really hard, and that is in itself a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Boy, let me show you these squats I did with the wedges and the goblet squat with the wedges under my heels.
Yeah.
Whew,
That's where
my legs are not working right.
Is that where your feet are like this?
Yeah, they're elevated on the heels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. So, hey, I think that's probably a good place for us to get up out of here today.
I have to pee so bad.
Liz, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate that you overcame your fear and anxiety about being here. I think you loosened up a little bit and you're fine.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry.
So,
I probably repeated myself a lot.
no.
Brio.
Brio, December 14th, starts at 10 a.m. with Devin Packett from Packett Personal Training. He's going to come in and talk to you about how personal trainers work, not just him, but how the process works with a personal trainer, how to go about doing that, kind of the services they provide. And then you're going to get me and Julie probably talking about the gym, giving tours of that if people would like. There'll be snacks and drinks. We'll go over the QR codes and how they're going to work. Not every machine will have one by that day, but there will be quite a few, especially on the main machines that people look at and scratch their head the most. And then we'll finish off the day with Haley Schulteis from Brio Med Spa talking about optimizing hormones and all the other services they provide. And then I think she's doing a blood draw, $100 blood draw that day where they will test your hormone levels. I don't know how long it will take to get your results back, but I think she said they would be uploaded online in just a matter of days.
That's cool.
And so, that's kind of a deal she's doing. Any new patients that she has, any patients that she has that become gym members, we're going to give them their first month free, as long as they sign up for the auto renewal. And then any of our members that go to Brio for the first time, they're going to get some, I don't know, that's going to be up to Haley, but
she'll know.
She will know. They are going to get a perk of being a gym member and hearing about it here and then going to see her. I imagine if you do both, you could probably if you're first time to both, we can probably work something out with that too.
Yeah.
So anyway, be here December 14th, 10 a.m. Be a good time, good information, kind of an open house as you called it, and Otto will be here. He can show you around.
Yes.
And hope to see you guys there. Until next time, we'll see you later.